Hey everyone, this is Mike, and earlier today we had the live letter part 2 for patch 5.5 take place. So in this video I will be giving a quick summary of what you can expect in patch 5.5 as well as an overview of the live letter itself. So first off, the patch itself will be divided in two parts. Part 1 will be released on the 13th of April, with part 2 coming out towards the end of May. This is after the Digital FanFest takes place, so they will be releasing more information on part 2 during the FanFest itself. As for the new content, we have two parts of main story, which will be again divided over the two parts of the patch, a new dungeon which will support the trust system called Pagaltan, which I totally butchered, and then the final chapter of the Sorrow of Werliv, aka the weapon series storyline. Final weapon that we will be fighting is going to be the diamond weapon in the Cloud deck trial. Yorha Dark Apocalypse is also getting its third 24-man added, called the Tower at Paradigm's Breach, and they also mentioned that getting the special minions from the first two Alliance raids is going to be easier in this new patch, and that there will also be a weekly quest related to the new 24-man raid. Feast Season 19 will also be beginning for our PvP players. If you still want rewards from Season 18, go do that now. Save the Queen will also be updated in a few weeks after the patch goes live in patch 5.55, which will introduce a new field instance, Zadnor. The requirements to enter Zadnor are as follows, so you need to have cleared the 5.4 main scenario quest as well as the 5.45 Save the Queen story. You don't need to have resistance rank 15 to progress into Zadnor, you just need to have finished the story. As for what you can do inside of Zadnor, it's going to be very much like Bozja. You can up your resistance rank from rank 15 all the way to 25. There are going to be new skirmishes and new critical engagements, as well as another large-scale assault, which should be very similar to Castrum Lacus Litore. They also mentioned that there would be elements of progression beyond rank 25 for if you really want to increase your damage. In patch 5.5 itself, so meaning April 13th before Zadnor comes out, they will also be making adjustments to previous Save the Queen content. So for example, Bozja and the Librum Reginae. First of all, there will be a way for you to increase your mount speed. Skirmishes and critical engagements will be adjusted for fewer participants. The availability of Castrum will be adjusted as well. The chance of being selected for a duel will now increase every time that you're not selected. And the Librum Reginae Savage will be adjusted to allow between 24 and 48 players. So if you're having trouble getting enough players together right now, then this is gonna help you out quite a bit, because you now need a minimum of 24 instead of needing that minimum of 48. As for the new relic weapons that we will be getting, they will be slightly better than the savage weapons that we have right now, as you can choose the substats of these weapons and you can also just put more of them on there. And once you've also finished your first weapon, the process of finishing the others will slightly differ. Basically, they won't be as big of a grind as your first relic. They then went on and showed some screenshots of our next ultimate, but we won't be getting that one for another year, so they didn't really talk about it all that much. And as for our current Unreal trial, that one will be swapped with a new one, which is going to be Leviathan Unreal. As for job adjustments, they only mentioned Dragoon and Warrior, but as always we will most likely have to wait until the final patch notes are out to get the exact details on what they are changing, but they did mention that it would only be a slight number adjustment. Nothing is getting nerfed, but the buffs also wouldn't be bigger than 1 or maybe 2%. Crafters and Gatherers are also getting some updates. There will be more challenging expert recipes that will give you a shiny main hand tool when you complete them. I personally think this is kind of strange, considering we just got our shiny Skysteel tools as like kind of our crafter relics, so we'll have to wait and see what this is about. Maps opened via the gathering log will now indicate the areas where the gathering points will appear, quite useful this one, and there will also be a list of fish related to the fishing holes being added as well. As for the Ishgardian restoration, this one is now complete, which means that the firmament will periodically hold a Skyrise celebration, and there will also be a new custom delivery client attached to this. They also added a new category for mounts. These are going to be gold reskins of old mounts that can be bought with gil, and they're supposed to be very expensive, so they heard that some people wanted more things to spend their gil on, and this is basically their solution. Then for miscellaneous updates, Triple Triad is getting some adjustments, and Explorer mode is also getting expanded upon, so you can now enter the level 70 dungeons. and other changes can be viewed on the screen over here. The ones that stood out the most for me are the Blue Mage hotbar saving when you are editing an active set, so it will be really nice that when you switch between your healer, tank, DPS loadout, or for example your dungeon loadout, that the hotbar will also change. And then the possibility to accept rewards from your achievement list directly is also very useful. So this means that you won't have to go to Jonas in Gridania anymore to get your rewards. You'll still have your veteran rewards though, so he doesn't completely become useless. And then lastly, the collision detection is going to be improved upon as well. So the system that they were using right now is quite old, and they basically want to future-proof the game as they intend Final Fantasy XIV to continue on for a long time. So this was kind of a necessary change for them to make on their back end. They also changed the design of the target marker because some players were experiencing troubles figuring out where a boss was facing, so these extra markers should help you figure out where the boss is facing, and these will be present on bosses that have positionals as well as bosses that don't have positionals, so you'll just have them on everything. Then they went on to talk about the PS5 improvements like faster load times, improved UI assets, etc. and PC will also be getting some of these improvements. PlayStation 5 beta will begin on the same day as the patch comes out, but more details about that will be posted on the Lodestone, so go and check those out if you're interested in trying out the PlayStation 5 beta. And then lastly, they talked about FanFest stuff and other merchandise that you can get in relation to FanFest itself. The main important takeaways over here is that the keynote will be on day 1, which should give us more information about the Endwalker expansion, and that the live letter will be on day 2, which should again give us more information on patch 5.5 part 2. And that about does it for this video. So I want to thank you for watching, I want to thank my Patreons for their support, and I'll see you in the next one.